Okay, so here we go. 5 at 5. Plenty of news. Plenty of news. I mean, how do we start? I mean, a day full of news. If you want to start with cricket, Shreya Iyer, captain of the India A side. Multiple selection questions there in our group. A lot of discussions going on. So that's one. What's happening in Dubai? Uh, India practiced yesterday. What are the features from that practice? Rohit Juglan will join us just now and give us all the details from that Dubai practice session. Also, India's practice session tonight at 6 p.m. Dubai, which is 7:30 India. So that's cricket. Coming to archery, two finals. Compound mixed team, first time 234, 232 making that final. And Jyoti Surekha Vennam and Rishabh Yadav. Jyoti Surekha Vennam, absolute legend. I mean, Gargi is actually doing a copy on her for tomorrow, having spoken to her. I had a chat with her about 10 minutes back. Jyoti Surekha Vennam, solid. And by the way, remember, the compound mixed is now an Olympic event. India has made the World Championship final. This can open up a big medal prospect for us in LA. So cricket, there's football, there's hockey in what? 2.5 hours from now, India versus China. We need a draw. India needs a draw to go through. A win obviously will seal the deal. So plenty of sporting action happening. Shomik, Bharat, Gargi, and of course Rohit joining us. Rohit from Dubai. Rohit, first question, what's the weather like? How hot? And secondly, practice session features, salient points. Give us some detail.
Murida, so yes, it's already 41 degrees here today. Also, it's 41 degrees. So
Very hot.
the good thing is that yesterday it was 43 degrees at this point of time. So 2 degrees down, 2 degrees Celsius. So, but
Degrees in
if you
honor of Bharat, because Bharat is going Monday. The weather is being kind.
I hope so. I hope so because last time when Bharat sir, I think arrived, it was raining here in Dubai. It was means not proper raining. It's drizzling down at the on that day. But today, but I think the evenings are little cooler because the temperature will tell you that it's around 36, 37, but it's not it's not feeling like that we are having this 36, 36, 7 temperature because the breeze is continuously blowing at that point of time. And there are it's obviously you are watching Indian team again after a 1 month gap, so I think we are into the into the practice sessions and each and everything so much that not feeling that kind of heat. But good from the BCCI also that they are saying that keep yourself hydrated. Even for us also, they have their specifics toward players, but they are also saying us that you need to keep yourself hydrated, a lot of water bottles around us. So yeah, that's a good part. But coming to the practice session, Buryada, yes, yesterday they didn't practice in the main ground. As all of us know that there are two grounds, ground number 1 and ground number 2. So Indian team didn't practice, means the batting and bowling they didn't had on ground, either on ground 1 or at ground 2. They were doing the batting stint at the back part of the ICC academy, the back nets of the ICC academy. Generally, those wickets are not, when teams or any individual players do practice there, they won't allow media there. But yesterday they did. After some point of time, half an hour when Indian team had started their practice, Jitesh was the first one to hit the nets. Tilak Verma spent a lot of time. I think the most amount of time who spent in the crease in the practice area was Tilak Verma. So I think he was there. Sanju Samson, after that. So I think there were multiple players, Burida, but today will be the main day because obviously it will be a full throttle practice session because what I'm getting that tomorrow is again a rest day for Team India, and then they have they have only 8th of September because 9th we all know that it's match day -1, so they won't do much. But this practice session will hold, I think, each and everything, and will get clear idea because yesterday, as I did in my story also, that Jitesh, we saw Jitesh with the wicket keeping gloves and not Sanju Samson. We saw Sanju doing the high catching and the infield drills and the throwdowns and the flat catches. He was doing everything. So I think we'll get a stamp today that either Jitesh or Sanju. At this point of time, I'm seeing what I saw yesterday was Jitesh a little ahead as far as Sanju's
Okay,
concerned.
okay, that's a good point. Shomik, Jitesh ahead of Sanju is the news point coming out of Dubai. Rohit will obviously report from practice. Moving on to domestic, Shreyas Iyer, captain. You and I spoke about it. It was expected. Does that open up test match doors? You have said yes. You did a copy on the day of the selection saying that this will open up test match doors for Shreyas Iyer. Rohit has reported not being considered as ODI captain. So both of you, what you are giving me is Shreyas being considered for test match return, captaincy of the A team, but not ODI captaincy. That's still with Gill. Am I right in saying that, Shomik, between you and Rohit? First, Shomik.
100%. I mean, as far as the ODI team is concerned, the next captain is Shubman Gill. Full stop. We don't know when it will happen, whether Rohit Sharma will continue after the Australia series. Until the Australia series, Rohit Sharma is the captain. Very likely, even if Rohit continues after the Australia series, he might not be the captain, but we are not ruling out the possibility of him staying there. Suppose he is scoring around 250 runs in 3 ODIs, for example, then you never know. But then again, transition will begin in earnest, maybe, and yet maybe looking at the 2027 World Cup, which is 2 years away, and Rohit would be turning 40. Maybe they will go for a new captain, and that is Shubman Gill. As far as Rohit Sharma, as far as Shreyas Iyer is concerned, as you said, when there was public outcry after Shreyas's Asia Cup snub, on the day of the selection, we reported that Shreyas Iyer is firmly in the test scheme of things, and he is being seriously considered for the home test series against the West Indies in October. What I am told by my sources today, that he needs just one big innings. He needs just one big innings, and he would be in the test squad at the expense of Karun Nair. Cricket has given Karun Nair enough chances in England. He returned with a batting average of 25 after 8 innings, wasting his starts. And I mean, given that uh, the matches, 4 test matches in that series were played on feather beds, but Karun Nair failed to grab those chances. Now Shreyas Iyer, they are persisting. Very likely, they are persisting with Sai Sudarshan at number 3 because he is being seen as a long-term investment. But Shreyas Iyer for Karun Nair in the middle order is very, very likely. Shreyas just need he. I mean, he had his opportunity at the Delhi Trophy, but he got out for 25. But there are 2 matches against Australia, which is a selection trial for a few cricketers, given with an eye on the home series, which is a selection trial. And Shreyas Iyer, it is a selection trial for Shreyas also. Just one, his return to the test side is basically just one big innings away.
So clearly, Bharat, that's what we are getting. I mean, the report that Shomik had written was Shreyas for test match cricket. That kind of got a seal with today's captaincy point, that he's been appointed captain of India A. And Rohit Juglan has been reporting from day one that it is not Shreyas Iyer for ODI captaincy. It is Shubman Gill, and Shomik has been saying the same thing to me. So these are the two news points you are kind of getting on the show. Good, bad, correct, not correct, we will have to see, and we will report. If we make a mistake, we'll say that. If it's right, we'll say that. But Bharat, where do you stand on this? Before I ask Gargi, Shreyas Iyer, imminent return to test cricket, possible return to test cricket, you think he deserves a chance? Because clearly, as Shomik said, Karun Nair may have not done justice to the opportunities that he got in England. Bharat.
So he's a very good player of spin. So he can definitely get back into the Indian side, at least in home conditions, because India have had a problem or two against spin bowling in the recent past. In home conditions, they've kind of struggled on pitches that have turned a bit, have given the spinner some assistance, and he's a kind of player who picks the length well against spin bowling, and he can play against the turn. So I think that is the right way to go, to get Shreyas Iyer back into the mix. Again, I'm not sure how Shreyas Iyer will go and play somewhere in Sena countries. But again, New Zealand tour is still far away, so India can't look too much into future. But for the time being, with India not having much experience in their test batting lineup, with a couple of retirements, I think it's right to go. Try to go with Shreyas Iyer.
Quick comment, Bharat, from on the bowlers, Gurnur and some of these bowlers, raw pace, decent batting. Also, your thoughts on the bowlers before I go to Gargi, and then I have to ask Rohit about some omissions. Ruturaj Gaikwad, for example, Sir Rajat Patidar, did they deserve a spot as well? But your thoughts first on bowlers before I go to Gargi and Rohit.
Yeah, for me, it's a clear pattern there. What they're looking at is either you need to be a left-arm pace bowler or you need to be a tall fast bowler. I think that is what the selectors are definitely looking at. Gurnur is 6 feet 4 inches, so it's clear that they're looking at him as someone who can extract bounce. That's what it does in first-class cricket. Yes, he has only played 13 first-class games, taken 34 wickets or something on those lines, but they're looking at raw potential of him trying to extract that extra bounce. So that is a clear pattern. Even if you look at the Indian Test side, you have Prasidh Krishna there, you have Harshit Rana and the tall fast bowler. They tried Mayank Yadav in T20Is. They wanted to get him into the Test setup, but unfortunately he keeps getting injured. You look at Ashdeep Singh left arm. Khalil Ahmad again, they're trying left arm. There is one more, Gurjampreet Singh, who was in that NCA camp, emerging fast bowlers camp, and again in the left arm. So Indian selectors are definitely looking at either a tall fast bowler or a left arm pace bowler. That's the pattern I can see.
Gargi, quick thoughts on Rajat Patidar and Ruturaj Gaikwad. I mean, Ruturaj got a massive 184 the other day. Rajat Patidar even today, consistent runs. Do you think they deserved a spot in that Duleep Trophy? Before I go to Rohit Juglan and Shomik again, Shomik on Sarfaraz and Rohit on the, because he's tweeted also Rohit on the players missing out. But Gargi, first to you, Rajat Patidar, Ruturaj Gaikwad, any other player you reckon who should have made the India A squad?
No, but I think when you talk about Rajat Patidar and Ruturaj Gaikwad, I think again when it comes to the Indian team, there's just so many players who are already waiting in line, and so many newer ones also coming up constantly. This pipeline that just never stops drying. That it's difficult to make place for someone as talented as a Ruturaj Gaikwad, someone as talented as a Rajat Patidar. Both of them deserved a place in that India A team, but if you look at the players that were selected, and you think about the job that the selectors had at hand, you realize that there was no place left. And someone here is also pointing out that Rajat Patidar will be in the Duleep Trophy final. That's why he's not there. Is that the case? Is it coinciding Duleep Trophy final and the India?
Is that the reason, Shomik? Could be a reason.
No, but then you can add him in. At least you can add him on the second one also.
In the second match, exactly.
No, I don't think so. It's clash. Yeah, Gargi is absolutely right. It's coinciding with the Duleep Trophy final, but Rajat Patidar's case is not that. Test cricket sort of has passed him by. He is not being considered because Rohit is absolutely right. If he was in the scheme of things, he could have been brought in for the second game also. They are bringing on KL Rahul and Mohammad Siraj for the second game. And the thing is that Rajat Patidar is not in the scheme of things. Ruturaj Gaikwad is a bit curious case because, see, eventually his age is not going to be on his side for long. Maybe, just maybe, they don't. Abhimanyu Eswaran is there, which is very interesting. Abhimanyu Eswaran is still there. He's still part of the A squad, despite not getting a game either in Australia or in England. But he's part of the A squad, but Ruturaj Gaikwad is not, which suggests whatever it is, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Abhimanyu Eswaran, despite not getting a game, in terms of having a reserve opener, he's ahead of Ruturaj Gaikwad in the pecking order.
Gargi, do you want to quickly add to what you were saying before I go to Rohit and some of the names that he thought could have come? Yeah. And what is the update?
I was exactly going to talk about Abhimanyu Eswaran next. I think the fact that he's been a part of both the Australia of Border Gavaskar Trophy and the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy and hasn't got a chance, but he's still there. And the fact that Shomik also pointed out that he's ahead of Ruturaj Gaikwad when we talk about that reserve opening spot. So I think the priorities are pretty set. I think it's crystal clear what the management is trying to say, who gets ahead of whom. I think it's very clear at this point. And this is and to talk about Shreyas Iyer, I think it's a long time coming, his return in Test cricket. Bharat also said that, and we've been talking about this in England as well, that when it comes to that number 3 spot with this new team, this team in transition, that's where, when it comes to especially batting, that's where your weakest link is, because that wasn't solidified back in England because of Karun Nair not being able to grab those opportunities. But now I think Shreyas Iyer could be a good fit. He's a good player of spin, and especially with that West Indies and South Africa series coming up in India, I think Shreyas Iyer could be a good fit for number 3, and this is a time for him to sort of grab the opportunity by the throat.
Rohit,
Just a
Shomik, what is the update on Sarfaraz? What happened? Yeah, Bharat.
Just can I add a point on Gaikwad? Just 1 minute. Ruturaj Gaikwad. Yeah, Ruturaj Gaikwad, I guess have seen him bat in Australia with India A team where he averaged 5. And before that also he's kind of struggled against the mowing ball. That could be a reason why they have decided to not pick him again in the A squad, because he looked quite bereft of confidence against the mowing ball in Australia with the A team averaging 5.
Abhishek joins us. Abhishek, I'll come to you, but let me go to Rohit and then Shomik. I'll come to you, Abhishek. But Rohit, you tweeted any other name that comes to mind who you reckon could have been picked? Also, is there any update on Sarfaraz Khan? I know he was injured. That's what you guys had reported. But what is the update? Because he clearly, after his Buchi Babu, he deserves to be given an opportunity in the home test series. Rohit.
Starting with the point of Ruturaj Gaikwad, I think if he averages 5, so before that also he's not averaging very much. Even when he was picked as a rest of India captain, he didn't have a good average at that point of time. He was having an ordinary tournament before that. So when you are picking him up out of nowhere as a captain of a rest of India squad in a Irani Cup final, and then you are again continuing with him India versus Australia, and then you are taking him to England Lions also. So against England Lions, you didn't give him a single game. So if you are over him in Australia, like Bharat sir said that he averages 5, why to take him to England then? Why you are taking him to England? Invest in a new batter. And then look, in Australia, you have a captain named, obviously, Ruturaj Gaikwad. Then you have a captain in England named Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Now you have a new captain named Shreyas Iyer. So why these frequent changes? Means I am totally in for Shreyas Iyer as a captain. He did really well in all formats of the game in domestic cricket. I think he averages over 60 if you talk about his last year. But what I am getting with this team and the selections is that they are not following any kind of criteria. You have someone like a Mukesh Kumar out. I don't know whether you want a left-hand bowler. Means look at a Gurnur there. Gurnur is not even in the any Dilip Trophy squad. Look at someone like a Yash Thakur. He's not even in the squad. He is in reserves. And someone like Anshul Kamboj. You want a tall hit the deck bowler? Go on with Anshul Kamboj. What's the problem with Anshul Kamboj? Now, you don't have a Mukesh Kumar there. You have a good bowler like Aditya Thakre doing really well. So why not picking up your bowlers who are making sense as far as domestic cricket is concerned, and why to bring up just the same thing? Because you remember that last time when the central contract announced, they announced a contract for fast bowlers also. What happened to that fast bowler? Where is Umran Malik right now? He's playing Buchi Babu just one performance. Where is Mayank Yadav at this point of time? He was having this surgery in New Zealand. Where are the other bowlers? So means just don't go by the left armers and hit the deck bowlers. You have to invest in your proper bowlers. You have to have someone like who's doing really well at this point of time in your domestic cricket, rather than just going and finding that, oh, we need a particular left arm seamer. You have Arshdeep Singh and a left arm seamer. What you did with him in England? You didn't give him a single game. So means my only point is that the bowlers who are performing well, the bowlers who are doing well, we have to give them opportunities. Even a Rajat Patidar. Look, like everyone is saying that Karun, that Ruturaj Gaikwad, he's just 28. His age is 28. If Karun Nair can make a comeback on 33, Indian team I'm talking about, why not? There is an opportunity for Ruturaj Gaikwad. As you rightly said, in Buchi Babu, he scored 100. Against Central Zone with a good bowling attack, he scored, that mighty 100. So means if you are not, and if you talk about last year, I was completely surprised why they make Ruturaj Gaikwad the captain. because he didn't have performances. He's going up and down with his batting order also, that whether to open or not. And then out of nowhere, he's not in the main India squad also. Devdutt Padikkal was there in the squad. And then before Abhimanyu Ishwaran, you gave an opportunity to Devdutt Padikkal also. So means Buryada, if you just want to join the dots, you will get that this is not something which cricket logic allows you, that these players, and why not this, why not Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Since last 10 test matches, there were multiple players made their debut in the top order, but not Abhimanyu Ishwaran. So I don't think it's catering any kind of logic to me at this point of time. There are multiple players who did really well and they are sitting out. I'm still on that Rajat Patidar could be there before Devdutt Padikkal.
Shomik, your thoughts? Hard words, strong words from Rohit Juglan, and makes sense. At least Abhimanyu Ishwaran, anybody will feel that. Devdutt Padikkal, multiple others getting an opportunity. 2021, it's long. Anybody would have mental health
Even
issues.
Sai Sudarshan with an average of 39 gets the India debut.
Gets
Who's
an
the last
opportunity.
player with the top order having an India debut with the average of 39?
Yeah, I mean, Abhimanyu Ishwaran, 7,000 domestic runs, 2,700s, not getting a game. It's tough. It's very tough. Shomik?
It's very, very tough, absolutely. And his first class average is touching 50. So it's very, very tough. But then again, see, uh, um, there is no vacancy as long as if you don't have, if anyone, either of KL, Rahul, or SSC is sitting out, you don't have a vacancy there. It is in cricket, unlike football, you cannot bring on a mid-game substitute. So he will have to be there. He will have to be there as the reserve. As long as KL and SSC are there, there is no vacancy as far as opening is concerned. So it's been unfortunate, obviously for Abhimanyu Sharan, but that the way it is. And see, another thing is that this experiment thing with captaincy and India A, obviously Rohit has a point, and but the thing is that A squads are never like to have a kind of stability stuff like that. It is there for experiment. It is for horses for courses. In Australia, when there was you are thinking about picking a squad along certain lines, you pick a squad that in the lead up to that A series. So stuff like that. In the fast bowling also, see, in the home series this fast bowling factor is sort of redundant. If Bumrah is fit, we don't know whether how many tests. It's just 4 test matches against West Indies and South Africa. We don't know whether Bumrah will play the first test or not. That will come to know towards the end of the Asia Cup. But assuming that Bumrah plays, their squad will have just 3 fast bowlers. One is Bumrah, number 2 is Siraj, and number 3 is Akashdeep, if Akashdeep is fit. So that sort of fast bowling department is sort of done and dusted. It is about the spin bowling. Jadeja, Kuldeep, and Akshar would be the 3 spinners. So in Indian conditions, so from that point of view, and the next assignment as far as Test cricket and outside Asia is concerned is far away. In New Zealand, that is far away. So, but yes, Rohit has a point. Maybe they stick to, but when they pick Abhimanyu Sharan as captain for England for India A, Shreyash Iyer was not in the scheme of things as far as Test cricket is concerned. Now Shreyash Iyer is firmly in the scheme of things, and that's why he has been given the job. Specifically, he has been given a big role. It is just a precursor to the fact that we are seeing you as a player who will be part of the Test series. Now go assume the leadership role, prove your mettle, and score play a big innings and be there. So it is sort of horses for courses thing. Um, so in that sense, I will cut some slack for this as far as selection committee is concerned.
Gargi, some people are asking sports fan, for example, Siraj doesn't need to get a game, but he's now been resting for about a month and a half. I don't see that as a problem. I mean, even if you think workload and all of that, his last day in England was on the 4th of August. It's now middle of September is when
He has a
he'll come back.
contract.
a long time. I mean, he does need a game. He will otherwise
Yeah.
be rusty if he's directly brought back for the West Indies series. So I don't think that's a problem. I mean, both KL Rahul and Mohammad Siraj. Your thoughts on that before I go to Bharat?
No, I think Mohammad Siraj, yes, when we were in England and Mohammad Siraj was playing 5 back-to-back test matches, when you talk about workload in that context, then it makes sense. But as of now, he needs game time now because it's been more than a month, if I'm not wrong, since he last, a month and a few days since he last played that match. And it was 57 minutes of madness. We all remember it, can't forget it ever. But since then, I don't think he's been practicing. He's been on vacation from what I've seen on social media, and he needs to come back to game fitness and get back to his rhythm, because I don't think any more break than one month or more than 1 month is needed at this point. And Mohammad Siraj is a workhorse. Come on, he needs to come back and get into the game. I don't think workload at this point in this context matters. Not that it doesn't matter, but at this point he's well rested.
Bharat, same question for KL Rahul. Good call to get both Siraj and Rahul back into the mix ahead of that West Indies test match.
Not very sure KL Rahul needs much game time because I think he's got into a zone, a kind of zone as far as his batting is concerned. Maybe yes, on turning tracks, he hasn't really proved his worth yet. But I do feel it looks like KL Rahul is very confident about his batting. He's getting a lot of runs. But Siraj, I think he is someone. Yes, he can play. I think he will be there for the second game. So it's good for him that he will get some game time because he's someone who depends on rhythm, a rhythm ball. He's a rhythm bowler. So suddenly his rhythm could be off. He's kind of switch on, switch on, switch on, switch off kind of bowler. So in that sense, it's good that he might get a little bit of game time in the second match. But I just want to add about guys like Iswaran, Gaikwad not getting a chance. I think it goes back to the point that Indian selectors are no more convinced about the standards of Indian domestic cricket, rightly or wrongly. Otherwise, someone like Akib Nabi, who's been getting a lot of wickets, the Jammu and Kashmir fast medium pacer, he would have got in. Iswaran would have played a test match. But none of these guys are playing because I rightly or wrongly, I don't think the selectors are any more convinced about the standards of Indian domestic cricket or Ranji Trophy, which could be seen with Gaikwad. He averaged 5 versus Australia. We talk so much about him, but when he played against the moving ball, Australia bowlers were not bowling at 145. They were getting it to move at 130 kilometers per hour, and still he averaged only 5.
But that's a worry, Rohit. I mean, if that's the case, you are saying people have to play domestic cricket to make your test team, and then you don't value your own domestic setup where people like Ishwaran and the others have scored runs or taken wickets. Now, if that is the case, that selectors are not absolutely convinced about your own domestic setup, then that's a big challenge. Bharat,
I don't think, Burada, that's the case. I don't think because where is Yashasvi Jaiswal came from? Is he came from playing some Australian domestic cricket or what English domestic cricket? He's coming from scoring runs in Ranji Trophy cricket. Where is he coming from? Or someone like
exception to the rule. He's an exception to the rule. But look at Iswaran.
No, who all are exception? Anshul Kamboj is also the exception to the rule. Is Anshul Kamboj is also the exception to the rule?
What happened in that? What happened in the
What
World
happened? Are you going to judge him by one game and not by 10 games he played?
That's why I'm saying they're not convinced. They're not
Are
convinced.
you going to judge him by one game?
Yeah, that's why they're not. All I'm saying the selectors are not.
Okay, one second.
I don't
let's
think.
give you both. Let's give you both 1 minute each. Yes, Shomik, you'll come in as arbitrator. Hold on. Bharat, 1 minute.
Look at this team. Look at this team who played in England. Where is Karun Nair coming from? Where is he? Is he coming from IPL?
Fair point.
Where is Karun Nair coming from? Or someone like you talk about anybody. It's not. I'm not going 10 years back. I'm not even going 5 years back. A Jasprit Bumrah also came from a domestic cricket performance. A Mohammad Siraj also came from a domestic cricket performance. Even a Anshul Kamboj is coming from there. Tomorrow, if you'll see a Manav Sutar or a Tanush Kotian into the squad, they will also come from a domestic kind of performance. Even if you see your new lot, they will also be coming from the same place. Yes, what I want to say is the exception is that you have an exception to Abhimanyu Ishwaran. You have an exception to a certain Sarfaraz Khan. There is not many you have always exception to. Even where Shreyas Iyer is coming from. Shreyas Iyer is only coming from because he did really well in the Ranji Trophy last season, and that's why he's getting the. Otherwise, in these 3 months, from England Lions selection to this selection, was there any red ball game? No, there wasn't any red ball game. So where is his selection coming from? So I don't think that they are not believing
Okay.
in this setup of
Okay.
selecting
Bharat,
your players from the red ball cricket.
respond to that important points, and then I'll go to Shomik for a minute. Bharat.
I will give the recent example. India A selection against Australia A. Who is that tall 6 feet 4 inch bowler? He's called Gurnur Brara. How many first class games he's played? 13. How many wickets he's taken? 34. And then you look at Akib Nabi, a medium pacer who swings the ball a little bit, and he has taken a lot more wickets. But who gets selected? Gurnur Brar. Because they're looking at someone who is 6 feet 4, they're looking at raw potential, not the first class record, because his first class record is nothing to write about. Look at Gurjapneet Singh. How many first class games he's played? Just 4. What have they done? Indian selectors, they have already got him into the NCA camp, emerging fast bowling camp at the NCA. They just played only 4 first class games. So they're definitely looking at cricketers outside of domestic cricket. Sai Sudarshan, how much did he average in first class cricket before getting selected into the Indian Test team? 38. And he's getting into the Indian Test squad. So one can keep giving a lot of examples. What happened to poor Priyank
But
Panchal?
see, that's the point is he's the only player.
I stopped. Afterwards I didn't say much when you were talking. So they let me complete. Priyank Panchal, what was his first class average? 48. I really liked the way he batted, but did he play a single test match? No. Abhimanyu Iswaran, single test match? No. Baba Indrajit, he did so well. They gave one chance against Australia, and after that, nothing for him. So there are a lot of bowlers, a lot of batters who are doing well in domestic cricket, but they're not getting chances. So that means they're looking beyond it. Harshit Rana is getting into the Indian Test setup ahead of Mukesh Kumar. Based on what? It's based on basically potential. Mukesh Kumar has got a lot more wickets, test wickets, first class wickets, but it's Harshit Rana who is getting in. Same with Prasidh Krishna after 24 first class games, so 21 first class games, he got into 19, I think. 19 first class games, he made his test debut.
Taken, Bharat. So clear divide there. Shomik, where do you stand in this? Because there is strong opinion and an interesting point of view from both Bharat and Rohit, and it's always good to have different points of view on the show. Shomik, where do you stand on this?
The selectors and the BCCI are putting a lot more emphasis on domestic cricket. I mean, it has always been the case. Karun Nair got back to cricket gave Karun Nair a second chance because he returned by dint of his performance in the Ranji Trophy last season. Abhimanyu Ishwaran's case different. See, Abhimanyu Ishwaran's case is not it's something in isolation. It has happened in Indian cricket in the past, there is no vacancy. Can you drop KL or Jasasi Jaiswal to accommodate Abhimanyu Ishwaran? No. In the 1970s, we had 2 world-class left-arm spinners, Rajinder Goyal and Paddy Shivalkar. Paddy Shivalkar took 500 odd first-class wickets. Rajinder Goyal went on to tricks around 700. They didn't get a test match. Why? Because Bishan Singh Bedi was there. There was no vacancy. Abhimanyu Ishwaran is plain and simple unfortunate. If there is a vacancy in the opening slot, Abhimanyu Ishwaran will come in. That is why he has been part of the squad all along, Australia, England, and now in the India. And I don't know whether they will pick a reserve opener for the India series, for the home series. But if a reserve opener is picked, then Abhimanyu Ishwaran is there. Everybody. And if you talk to the selectors, be it Agarkar or any former selectors or present selectors, it is not only about the runs and the wickets they keep an eye on. It is about the selector's job. In that case, it becomes a scoreboard selection. Anyone with a scoreboard can pick a side. It is not the case of the selectors. They look at potential. That is the thing, and that is why, for example, Sai Sudarshan is there, and he is being considered as a long-term number 3.
Okay. Rohan saying Rohit not correct because these guys are IPL performers. Rohan, I think you are incorrect there because Karun Nair hasn't been picked or wasn't picked in the England tour because of IPL. No one gives a damn about IPL performance when they were picking Red Ball. Anshul Kamboj again, very average season. He was picked not because of CSK but because of his domestic performance. So I think Rohit has a clear point there. But as we said, Bharat makes his point, Rohit has made his point, Shomik also made his, and that's the healthy debate and discussion that we have on our show. Someone says Shubman Gill, ODI captain of India after Australia series, says Sports Duck. Less said the better about Sports Duck, so I'll reserve my comment. Anything else? Rishabh Pant fit for West Indies series. Any update? Rohit, Shomik, anybody? Rishabh Pant fit for West Indies series?
I don't think.
Anyone?
I don't think at this point of
No,
time.
no, not as of now. No, no update as of now. No
Okay,
update
so
as of now.
for Rishabh Pant, the moment we get to know, we will give you an update. So last
Because
couple
he
of
hasn't
weeks,
started the rehab till now. He's, I think, today by his Instagram story, if it's today only, then he's not even in country today. By just by going his Instagram stories, that's what I'm getting at this point of time. But I don't think that the rehab still started. So and what it's already 6th of September, and by I think 22 or 23 you will have your squad. So in next means what 15 days you will have your squad. So I don't think that. He'll be available for that series.
got it. Okay, last few minutes on the show. Let's talk hockey. Gargi, thoughts? Excellent effort against Malaysia. We lost Abhishek there because the internet in Rajgir isn't good. After that 2-2 draw against Korea, India needed a wake-up call, got that wake-up call, and then against Malaysia, they were superb. Especially after conceding that first minute goal. That turnaround was superb from India. If they win against China, they are through to the final. World Cup opens up. A lot of these things open up. Craig Fulton under immense pressure. That will also ease. Gargi, thoughts on the match, which will start at 7:30 tonight?
Boria, we spoke to Hardik Singh, we spoke to Vivek Sagar ahead of the match. We've also Craig Fulton and Harmanpreet Singh, the press conference that they did ahead of the Asia Cup, they were all very clear. The entire team is on the same page when it comes to the World Cup qualifications. They said that we'll take it game by game, we'll take it match by match. But I think tonight is one of those matches where they will not be able to not think of the bigger picture, because suddenly the World Cup is on the line, and they would not want to leave it to chance to sort of make it to the final now. Today, if they win or draw, they are making it to the final. There is no other way for them at this point, no other permutation combinations for them to make it. But a very, very important match coming up against China. China is the kind of team that has derailed India's campaign in Super 4. So it will be very, very important for them to sort of pull up their socks and deliver a winning performance today. But again, I think today is one of the most important matches in India's campaign. The World Cup qualification is on the line. The fact that it came down to Asia Cup is pressure enough on Craig Fulton. Like you said, Craig Fulton would be under immense pressure at the fact that Pro League disaster happened at such a wrong time. That was the time when we thought the hockey team will peak. They are peaking now, yes, but that was an absolute disaster. And now it's come down to the Asia Cup. These final two matches, they have to win no matter what.
Fair point. And yes, I mean, if you have watched that game, Abhishek, even Korea game, I mean, 10 chances missed between Abhishek and the rest of the forwards, even now. But as we speak, the girls are 1-1. The girls are 1-1 against Japan in China in the Women's Asia Cup. So that's something to keep an eye on. India versus Japan. India was 1 goal down, and at halftime it's 1-1. So Harinder Singh will be under pressure. The women's team has not done well, and we know that in the Pro League it was disastrous for the women getting out of that tournament. And hopefully, even under Harinder, the women's team will make it back. So plenty of sporting action. Oh, and to close, Nikhat Zareen was classy. I was watching that bout in Eurovision. She was brilliant against Lozano of the United States. Comeback bout, very classy, very sophisticated, tall reach, using the reach to perfection. Good to see Nikhat Zareen back. So that's where we end this show. I know Rohit Juglan has to go for the Indian practice, which is between 6 and 9. And Bharat, you are going on a good day because on Tuesday is the captain's meet. So between you and Rohit, you all can plan. The captain's meet is on Tuesday at about 11 in the morning, is what I'm told. So you can be there, and the Asia Cup starting to heat up.
Yeah, I have to first cool him down. It seems like he's very angry at the moment.
No. I'm not
At
angry.
the moment, it feels like he's angry, so I have to cool him down.
I'm not angry.
No one is angry. No one is angry. And if the
Even
audience
when in
reaction,
Dubai, you won't be angry.
If you think I'm angry, bring some Mysore Park.
exactly. Bharat, by the way,
Even.
seriously, Bharat, वो लेके आना दुबई में, because that's something that all of bring, except Gargi को छोड़ दो, बाकी तो हम लोग सबको चाहिए. So absolutely आप लेके आना. Mysore.
I'll keep the soya chap rice ready for you here.
Done. So Bharat, we will bank on you for that. What is that? The sweet shop, Sri Krishna Sweets, correct? In Mysore? That famous.
Mysore is, I'm not much.
You will get it in Bangalore also.
know.
Message you the name of the sweet shop.
And now Shreyas Iyer is being captain now, so his PR job is also successful. Now Bharat Bhai's PR job is also successful. After him taking the Shreyas PR, he's now captaining the side also.
Fantastic. So Bharat, you now bring that sweet. On that note, Shomik, Bharat, Gargi, Rohit, great. I mean, good fun show. But let's focus on the hockey. Kanti sweet, says Arvind. Okay, Bharat, I leave the sweet shop to you, but get it.
Yeah, Kanti sweets. It's there here only.
हाँ, तो फिर जाओ और वो मैसूर पाक उठाओ वहां से. ज्यादा लेके आना, कम मत लेके आना. बंगाली हूं और रोहित अकेला 500 खा जाएगा, तो वो ज्यादा लेके आना, कम मत लेके आना. So Gargi's share will also be eaten by Rohit. Anyway, chalo, let's close the show. Shomik, today is Ganesh, that Visarjan in Bombay. So you try and do that. What is it called? That climbing up that thing? That matka.
Matka.
That's for a completely different occasion.
That's
That is a
Janmashtami.
different
That's
occasion.
Janmashtami.
That is
Be careful. I think everything is closed in Bombay because of Visarjan, is what
Yeah,
Shomik told me. Everything is shut down. So Shomik, you be at home and you relax and watch the hockey. Anyway, that's where we end our show for tonight. Rohit Juglan waiting for your practice updates, wanting to know whether it's Jitesh Sharma or Sanju Samson, wanting to know whether it is Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma at the top of the order. Multiple different choices, whether it will be Jasprit Bumrah rested, or will it be Bumrah and Arshdeep and Harshit for rested for the first game. So plenty to talk about. We'll wait for Rohit Juglan's reports from Dubai. Thank you very much, folks, for watching. Come on, last second, I don't want to miss the super chat. Why ask fans to send reels? What? And have tags like Happy Shubh Divas or Gil Birthday? Quite cringe. Seems too much PR. Who's doing this? I don't understand. What's the
Who
question?
did this?
I have no idea. I mean, if fans are doing it, Shivangi, I think let's be real. There are fans. This has happened with Dhoni. This has happened with Tendulkar. This has happened with Virat. This has happened with Rohit. There will be these kind of fans. If you feel that it's not fair, it's not right, you cringe, don't participate. In a democratic setup, don't participate. There is plenty more to do. If you ask me, why don't you go and watch the compound archery for a change? Forget social media, go and watch compound archery. And you would love it. So there's plenty more to do. Go and do that. Don't waste your breath on social media, because I always say this. Social media is like toilet paper. What you want, you use. The rest you flush out. Simple as that. Thank you very much, folks, for watching.